What's up, guys? It's your boy DS, and today I want to talk about the brand new hero coming to Outerplane, Akari. She is a light elemental ranger, so obviously with her being a ranger, she's going to be very fast, and then her subclass is tactician, so she is going to be a unit that basically buffs or helps the team with buffs in some way. You look at units like Notia, where she is more of a selfish unit, where she kind of wants to do the damage to the enemy, or, opposed to units like Valentine, where Valentine is a tactician as well. She generally buffs the team, helps the team dish out damage and things like that. So Akari is going to be similar. I don't know her kit, but she is going to be some type of scale of buffing the team and helping the team out. Now, I know that it's just a picture, but there are actually quite a few things that we can understand from this or take away from this. Number one, she's a light elemental. As you guys know, we did get a bunch of different gear sets that came out with the light and dark gear grinding, and so with that being the case, they are most likely going to be dropping a decent amount of light and dark units, just so that we can flesh out our light and dark teams and we can actually start grinding a lot of those gear sets and everything like that. Since if you look in the game, there's not as many light and dark units as there are the other three elements, especially when it comes to mono teams. So that's number one. Number two, you got to realize, if you look, for the longest time, Valentine was pretty much, now I'm not saying she was the only ranger in the game, but she's pretty much the premier ranger. Everybody was using her as an opener and everything like that. But if you look at the last two units we got another ranger, which was an opener, right? She's an opener, so you can use her. And then we got a defender, which is clear. If you look at these two characters' kits, they're clearly made for PvP. More specifically RTA, as they already said that they were going to be releasing it later this year. Now, the thing about having two openers in the game in RTA is that, let's say I'm first pick. I can ban one. Let's say I ban Tamara, pick Valentine, or I ban Valentine, pick Tamara. The other guy almost has no choice but to take turn two. He has no way to outspeed me or anything, because these two are pretty much the premier openers in the game. Well, as you guys have just seen, we are getting Akari, who is another ranger, and she's a tactician, so she will be buffing the team. She is most likely going to be another opener. This is opening up so many options as far as PvP and RTA goes, because now, even if you ban one, pick one, there's still another one on the table. And obviously, with RTA coming out later this year, we have to assume they are going to be dropping a lot of PvP units back to back to back to back to back. If you look at most of the units that came out, a lot of them were made for PvE or arena. But with the schedule we're on now, it's clearly been PvP unit after PvP unit. Even if you look at Astae's passive, right? This passive is clearly meant for some type of PvP, right? To be able to resurrect, obviously, whenever it comes to PvE, you can still kind of potentially maybe use it, but this doesn't work on bosses, right? She's gonna die, she's gonna come back, she's not gonna one-shot a boss. So this is clearly meant for PvP. So it's even with the new Demiurge unit, she is clearly some type of PvP focus. And with the, last two units dropped, they're obviously PvP. We can assume that Akari is going to be an RTA or PvP focused unit. And like I said, with her being a speed ranger, she's probably going to be an opener, right? She's probably going to be an opener. And then they announced RTA, so now I'm full in. I can't wait for RTA to come out and see how everything goes. I don't know what she's going to do. I'm gonna be honest, I hope she's not a crit buffer. I hope that we can eventually transition away from crit buffing, because really what the meta is right now is you build all of your damage dealers on 50% crit chance, and then you put them all into attack and crit damage or whatever other stat, speed, and that's pretty much it. But if we, you gotta realize, as far as if let's say she's not a crit chance buffer, she doesn't buff crit chance. Whenever it comes to RTA, what are people going to do if Valentine or Tamara are both banned, or one's banned, one's picked? If your DPSs have 50% crit chance, that's not good, because if they don't crit and they don't kill, they are pretty useless. Damage dealers are going to be pretty useless if they cannot kill whenever it comes to, you know, doing damage in RTA and everything like that. Obviously, I've only been playing for about a month, a little over a month, so like I don't have the best gear in the world, but I've already started to stray away from the 50% crit chance builds. Now, if you look at like Tamara and Notia, I have 50% on those two units because Notia is kind of a combo unit. You want someone to debuff so she can go in with her S2. So like that's what I have on them right now. But if you look at my DSGaming, right, she's at 75 because if she dies and comes back, she doesn't have crit chance buff. And I need her to crit to basically kill a unit so she stays alive. So I've already switched her off. And then if you look at units like D-Stella, D-Stella does have her counterattack whenever the enemy's debuffed. But D-Stella is very clearly a turn 2 unit, right? So she's going second. So in RTA, if I don't have an opener, right? If I don't have Tamara or Valentine, so I can't buff my crit chance, if she doesn't crit, she's, I'm not going to say useless, but like what is the point in having her on my team as a turn 2 unit if she's not going to crit? So it's like I've already been tinkering and, you know, trying to boost my crit chance just a little bit. Obviously I'm not there yet, but you know, as I play, as I go further, I am changing a lot of my crit chance and trying to get a little bit higher crit chance on my units because if I don't have an opener, if I don't have Tamara or Valentine, I need her to still crit. If she dies and comes back, I still need her to crit. So these are just things that I've been thinking of, and with another opener coming into the game, if she doesn't buff crit chance, the meta for crit chance buffing is probably going to shift, I feel like, in my personal opinion. Now, obviously, we'll have to wait and see. No one actually knows. But I feel like having every single unit in the game built at 50% crit chance just so you can buff it worked in Arena. But when it comes to RTA, like, let's say I know that you built all your units on 50%. If I ban all the openers or ban all the units that buff crit chance, or I pick them, you pretty much automatically lose. So, anyway, I think that, you know, Akari is going to be a make or break it for the meta leading forward, simply because she is going to clearly be another opener that buffs. They've already said she's a tactician, but if she does not buff crit chance, that leaves the conversation open to when RTA drops, unless they drop someone else that does. When RTA drops, I can ban Tamara, pick Valentine, or I can ban Valentine, pick Tamara if I'm first turn. And if we have 2 bans, which I don't think we'll have 2 bans, but, you know, if we have 2 bans, I can easily ban both. Or, if we have 1 pre-ban, 1 post-ban, I could pre-ban Tamara, and let's say my opponent picks Valentine, I could post-ban Valentine. So there's so many reasons why the crit chance meta is probably going to shift, and if she doesn't buff crit chance, I think that it will. So just some thoughts on the new unit coming. Obviously we won't get her kit for a couple of days, but I want to go and make this video because I'm very excited and very interested to see what they do with this character, because she's clearly another opener, and obviously we'll just have to go from there. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. That being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.